Yo, can I get in on this? I want another one, two. 1, 2. Oh, you thought it was through. This was just one assignment, boo. Judge checking with God, getting next instructions. You need an advocate, reach out, he might be coming.
This young black king needs no introduction. When he shows up, haters hate seeing him coming.
And no, he's not Malcolm, he's not Martin either. He got his own style.
Ja-da-da-ya, we see ya. This crew, they not looking for the credit. Advocates on the move. This crew, shifting the atmosphere. Advocates on the move.
And when he comes through, you know they coming too. Hey yo, INA, where you at? What it do? They got receipts, they got them files. They gone investigating advocate, holding it down.
And when it comes to intel, you know they showing out. You're smiling in Jed's face.
Hold up, check that file. Don't run up on them either, they always in the crowd. INA got his back, you don't know when they around.
This crew, they not looking for the credit. Advocates on the move. This crew, shifting the atmosphere. Advocates on the move.
And then there's Jed's mother, you know she gon' speak. She praying for the people, prophesying what she see.
Jed, God got you covered, he's holding you down. He's showing you his favor, his mercy, his power.
So always stay humble, give God your best. Remember you're a man, ain't no S on your chest. You know where help comes from when you're up or you're down. That crew runs deep, keep the real ones around.
This crew, they not looking for the credit. Advocates on the move. This crew, shifting the atmosphere. Advocates on the move.
Yeah. That crew runs deep, keep the real ones around. Keep the real ones around. INA runs deep, keep the real ones around. Keep the real ones around.
Greetings. Wrong one. Hold on. Right one. Greetings, everybody. How you doing? Hold on 1 second. Greetings, everybody. How you doing? I'm going to try my best to be I better not retire yet because there may be an update or development in that case coming soon, and you might want to talk again. However, I'm going to say we've enjoyed you bringing your satire presentation to our broadcast when we were specifically focused on Dalton, Illinois. All right, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here tonight. I'm not going to be on here long. I actually have a meeting that I'm supposed to be in. I just didn't even catch on to it. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Let's try to get this done in 20 minutes because I got to get to this meeting. The reason why I'm on here today is because, first of all, First of all, let me start off by saying thank you. Thank you to everybody who have been involved, supportive, active, and everything else. Thank you for everybody who has been supportive, active, who has helped us out as it relates to information, contribution, or participation. As of right now, where it stands, Operation Senior, which is what we have dubbed this whole entire case, has almost 500 people specifically focused on this case for Junior, as it means we're going to see it through the long haul. Explaining that is people obviously get tired of seeing the same thing or talking about the same thing, and sometimes people lose focus, and then there's all kind of other things that happen. We created a dedicated space for individuals who want to see this through from A to B. I mean A to Z. I have not been able to. Okay, I didn't do what y'all do. Um, 1 second. I'm so sorry, y'all. You do me a favor. I need you to. Thank you. Sorry about that. All right, y'all. I'm focused. All right. So let me. I'm so sorry. I hate when I be doing it. It's like 7 minutes in, and I still ain't got that half of what I need to get out. I'm gonna do it real fast. Callie in the house. Oh, hey. Okay. So thank you for that. Now, the reason why I'm on here today is because we are supposed to have been interviewing several other individuals. Yesterday, I was so tired that when I sat down, I just pretty much flatlined. And so, or either that was yesterday or the day before, but I just flatlined. I literally just passed out. And I was trying to watch the video that a gentleman by the name of Philip was doing, who said that he was a survivor. So I didn't get to watch it in real time because I was done. There's nothing that I could possibly do. Even if I would have drank caffeine or any of that, it wasn't going to work. So I got up the next morning and I had some inboxes from several individuals who I'm also talking to or researching or have reached out to. And some of them saw the Philip live stream as well. And so before I could get to that, I'm seeing their concerns. Then I went to the video. And when I went to the video, before I was able to play the video, I read the comments. In the comments, it was very tough to read because it just seemed like a lot of attack, a lot of attack. And I just want to basically understand. I understand that I can't speak to the whole world because I don't have that kind of bandwidth. But I do want to speak to those who will listen to me over here. And out of 266 people, if I can get just a little, out of 276 people and almost 500 individuals who are focused on this to at least help me out in the background, then this may work a little bit better. And this is what I want to say. We don't have any authority outside of public pressure. Anything that is disseminated in the internet that could cause fear or that can cause division is counterproductive to the ultimate goal, which is to do this for Junior and anybody who is a survivor for that matter. We cannot determine what people's level of trauma is, what they're going through, if what they're saying is worth hearing. Only thing that I could do is get the information and try to get the evidence out of it and to figure out if it's true. It is not always just an act. that it matters. Sometimes it's the MO, which is the method or the mode of operation. Sometimes it is the consistency of certain elements. Sometimes it is literally there's a huge array of things that you have to consider when you're going after a case. And so literally the internet, the public just wants answers, and we just want to shout, and we just want to attack. But so far, we have been fortunate to have brought about at least a good 3 to 4 people on this live stream. I have had to sit there or at least follow up with each one of them about being attacked. And that's where this becomes difficult, because y'all gotta understand, it's remarkable to get that many people to come forward and to just communicate with you in this kind of environment and this kind of scenario. At least I hope that you all will give me that. But it is hard because when they see the attacks, they shrivel up. So guess what? We become the very environment that would allow someone that is a survivor or someone that is abused to feel like they could have no voice, because we're always yelling at them. Why? I literally sat there and I watched how people kept on yelling at Nikita, misconstruing her words. She didn't say what people are saying that she did, who are going against her. And so one of the things is, she said, I went to the church to watch. I went to the church literally for help. I went to the church because after my son said this, I came back to the church after my son said this so that I could basically put an eye on all of this. And I have business interest there. But she never said that she witnessed sexual abuse. She didn't say how long she was a member of the church. She didn't say how she was connected. As you all know, in the first phase of her being there, she was in a relationship with his father. The second time she was there, she was doing it after her son said something needs to be done. These are not just random people, but these are the siblings of her children. And her children want to forgive a situation or move past a situation or love their brother. And this man is presented as an authority. So it's not, oh, you lied, this, that, and the third. How could you let your son go to this place? You see this, that, and the third. This is a person putting it all together. But this is what I'm going to say. When we got our information and presented it, she spoke up, confirmed, and helped us to frame the information that we had. So for me to have her come on and be attacked was disheartening for me. And then the next day, she had 2 people in the scenario saying a different account. Then we watched them get attacked. They're literally telling you their view, their perspective. Their bias is even very clear. But for them to come on the internet and to be pounded on by a public who isn't doing anything but giving an opinion, it doesn't help the case. So I came on here tonight now asking 362 people that if you will do me a favor and pause on the beatdown, I'm going to tell you if we got to get that far, if you will give me the grace and the trust, but we don't have to do it every time. We don't. Even that family, after they came on and got their asses handed to them by the public, they still responded to me the next day, which is good. It's rare. I believe we can get this done. Now, that group of 500 people, somebody said turn off the comments. That is not something that I believe in. And that's the hard part, because I don't believe in censorship. I believe in blocking ignorant people and cussing people back out and whooping people's ass if it's necessary, shooting people in the face if it's necessary. But I don't believe in doing things that are that extreme, because I believe in people's freedom of speech. Oh, only shoot them in the face if they was trying to shoot you or, messing with you. So, told you guys that we left because Junior was out of the house. Now, what am I doing for you right now? I'm going to give you some information. So I watched Philip's broadcast. A part of what I want y'all to understand, and the parts that I saw, this is what I want to say, and this is just Jedediah's opinion. You don't have to take it. That man was struggling to talk on that screen. You also got to realize he was sitting in front of his wife. It is nothing harder for a man than to stand in front of an open court and talk about sexual things or sexual actions or people coming on to them, etc., with other men, especially if you're doing it in front of the person that you have to lead. Now, I heard people say he DL, he in the closet. Again, we need to have this conversation about this, the DL culture and how it thrives. I could talk a lot about it. We didn't talk about that conversation. But if whatever his preference is, he's sitting there with his wife. And there are other women who are verified that he like coochie too. So I don't give a damn about who he likes as long as he's doing it legally and not as a predator. But then you have to have simple sense. The man is making public interactions. You got to look at his homeboys looking at him, family members looking at him, spouse looking at him, sad bitches looking at him, sad niggas looking at him, everybody. You got a lump of coal in his throat, possibly. So I sat there and I listened to it. And at first I was kind of like, wait, did he just say he's not a McNutt survivor? He's talking about a culture. But if you take that, it gives you the ability to expand your investigation because it puts components in there that you may not have had. I'm an investigative advocate. That is what makes me a lot different than others. Give me a second so I can make this make sense. It gives us a view into the world. It gives us a path to the possibilities. So when you all attack people, other people be like, well, I don't want to come forward and say nothing. They ain't going to do nothing but say it's for clout, it's for money, it's for fame, it's for blah, blah, blah. They're going to say I'm lying. They're going to victim shame. But what if they're not? What you're looking at right now is a conversation that happened between T.D. McNutt and a man. This is actually T.D. McNutt. Cool, I appreciate that. You have enjoyed your pics that you have posted. Love them. This is him telling this to a person through social media. The gentleman says back, they love you too. And your pics. I'm sad I switched phones, so I don't have your pics anymore. McNutt responds, LOL, so do I. So I had just been loving what I seen from a distance. You are such a peculiar person. The individual responds, LOL, I'm scared to ask what you mean peculiar. Sounds negative. McNutt responds, LOL, it's not negative. Your personality comes across strong in your pics. And it's actually, there it is, sexy. What is this whole conversation right here? This is somebody trying to, through ambiguity, or I don't know if that was the right word, but they're trying to covertly holler. This is two niggas flirting. Long story short. This is post Mr. McNutt telling his testimony about I almost married a man and having these seminars and dealing with sexual exploitations. This is dated after that. The identity of the individual is obviously sealed for their own protection and privacy because we respect that over here. We make no assertions about this because there's no criminal complaint that is made. We do believe that both of these individuals are having a agreed upon conversation. They are both grown and they are both well within their right to have such a conversation. But I didn't watch Tony Bernard's video today as a victim. It's literally too much going on. And we're doing a lot of work in a lot of areas. So I'm thank you for that. I'll take that as a tip. Let me put that on my screen. I will go back and look for Tony Bernard's live. He did one today as a victim. I'm going to watch that today. Didn't have any knowledge of it. But this is what I want you to understand. We're not just talking about potential abuse. We're talking about acts of grooming. All of these allegations have to be investigated individually. And what I'm so proud about is that I have a total array of investigators, law enforcement officials, psychologists, clinical professionals. We have a wonderful, my team's so raw. That's why I be popping. I pop my shit talking to anybody. You ain't touching my team. And my team stretches across this nation. So we looking at how this stuff goes on an official side, because the goal is not just to put this on the internet. The goal is to get to a conclusion. Is this man guilty of what he's been accused of, or is he not? What this has done, taken us down a rabbit hole that has really, really revealed the danger of the fact that we won't put this conversation in the forefront, which is going on in Black spaces and in churches. It's going on in a ton of spaces, but it's going on in our spaces as well. And we have not gained the courage to have this very vital conversation. But I'm going to set it up so that we can. Mr. McNutt is a man, as I said. And now here will be a part of my evidence that he is literally not living in his truth. So in order to meet those needs, or to scratch that itch, or get that monkey off his back, or slay that beast, y'all know what I'm talking about. He got to do it maybe like this, in the shadows. But in the shadows is where things take unfortunate turns. And I make no assertion even in saying that of his innocence or guilt. We are trying to get to the bottom of this. But there it is. This is McNutt talking to a man. So at the end of the day, I can at least conclude he's still gay. Being gay is a thing between a person and God. One thing I love about God is he made no difference about the fact that all of us are imperfect. And there is a price that has been paid for our imperfection. And though people may not want you to have a path, we all have a path, as long as we don't deny him in that path. I cannot make conclusive statements about same gender loving people and where you go when you leave here. But I can tell you, as somebody who identifies as bisexual, the best thing that I ever did was told my truth and trust that God is going to save me if I need saving. And since then, I ain't had a problem with getting the boo on either side. I found out that there's a lot of DL women that will fuck with a same gender loving man and not give all the bullshit. So let the ones who got their panties in their ass and all uptight and mad, that don't get educated, have their feelings. If they don't like you, keep it the fuck moving. But somebody will love you. But there's so many people who are now trying to overcompensate because you don't want to live in your identity. Now you're trying to mask it with a profession or a religion or a vice. And you are just as problematic as anybody else. You might as well just say, I have this going on in me, and live your life free. But it's going to take a long time for us to get there, especially because people in the community of color, we are just so against each other sometimes. It's so sickening. Now, and what am I saying? Because so this, I just don't want to be associated. I don't want gay to be associated with predator. Absolutely. So get this: liberate being gay. And what I mean by that is, mind your fucking business. If you not into it, keep it moving. I don't know if it's contagious or not. Jury's still out on that. But if you ain't into it, keep it moving. But ain't nobody worried about nobody else's bed if you ain't got no interest in that bed. Ain't no genuine heterosexual person caring about who you got in your bed. A heterosexual man that's genuine heterosexual, when you say you gay, that's more coochie for me. But I'm talking too far for people to understand it, because we ain't ready for that. We'll get there. I always wonder why I had to go down this path. Now I'm starting to get it. Because God allows grace. Somebody had to have the balls to tell the truth that everybody won't tell. Second thing that I'm gonna give you tonight. If I can have just a smidget of your confidence, just a smidget. I want to tell you that even though we moved on, my team ain't never been no punk. I fucking love my team. I love our ability. I love what we can do. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell Operation Senior publicly. Junior is walking around with a smile on his face. Yeah, he's walking around with a smile on his face. I don't know what it fully means, but it makes me more optimistic and hopeful. Junior is walking around with a smile on his face. Somebody, y'all don't understand the power of the public, but I do know one thing. This shit is powerful and it's scary. Not getting a ton of cooperation from Florida officials. I'm so happy to say that Junior has a smile on his face. And I have now seen Junior a few times. Jedediah Brown has now seen Junior a few times. He is not in the care of Mr. McNutt. However, Mr. McNutt has access to him. He does. His mother, Junior's mother, chose one of her co-workers to be a guardian, the temporary guardian of his. See how I know Stuff Carisha, or whatever your name is? Jedediah and his team is not to be trifled with. I want somebody to get on here from an official's capacity and say I'm lying. And if you are part of the Department of Child and Family Services, don't be scared or worried. I ain't gonna put out no information about no particulars, but we ain't fucking around. We everywhere. She picked one of her co-workers to be the temporary guardian because we couldn't understand why no one family-wise would be able to identify where he was. The father's side is not in Florida. The mother's side is not in Florida. If he was actually there, then where would he be? So we began to do the process of elimination. Our investigation continued to expand, and we used the resources. And let's be clear here. You all did not give us a ton of money, but we took that little raggedy ass $800 and we worked it. And we coupled it with the thousands of dollars that we're spending because For the Culture is my family around this nation. And they got my back. So I want to give a huge shout out to my For the Culture family because without you, there would be no sustainability in this. It would be hard as fuck. To those people who have joined my For the Culture family, now that you've become aware that it exists, we are not about advocacy only. We're about building community. We're about being a resource, and we're about being leaders where we live locally. So be patient. But if you came in my groups thinking you was about to get active, go ahead and sit down. Because we first trying to make sure we can trust you. We ain't putting you on shit. Just trust, just start having conversations and get to meet other people around the nation who want to make a difference. That's it. Now for Junior's Army, those are the people who joined Operation Senior. I have been working with my official team, but we are going to be giving y'all more stuff, and you're going to be privileged to more information that's not going to come to the public. If I can't trust the public after this, we're not going to go on it. But I'm now going to go back and try to convince all these other people who we are to interview that they're going to be safe in our platform and not abused, not discredited, not attacked, as best we can. So she picked a person from her place of employment. I did not say her place of employment. So if somebody goes and finds it, that's just what you did. But I want to tell you that I finally got a sight of him, and I am going to continue to monitor this as best we can. Why do I say that McNutt still has access to him? Because the coworker was mom's pick. Mom is implicated in a lot of things. I have zero cooperation from mama. Mama and cousin were very close. So you better know that Mama and McNutt communicates. And I am concerned about what kind of messaging he isn't getting. And if you ask me, due to the nature of the situation, I personally feel that the system dropped the ball with this already. However, there are processes to this, and I would assume, of course, they would want him to be as comfortable as possible. So put him with somebody as familiar as possible. I get it. So I'm not attacking, I'm just monitoring. Okay. I'm not even going to tell you how I seen him or how I know. I don't want to create a huge security concern. We do know where the co-worker lives, and we have our monitors. Okay? So, with that being said, I hope that I gave you guys some perspective. My ask is that you guys bear with this process. Try not to get bored with this process. Please be patient. I'm asking for content creators to not embellish it any further because it is literally good enough factually. Don't need no sauce added to it. If you put a drop of sauce on what I just shared with you, you can destabilize or derail this situation. And I'm asking for the public again. Number one, please don't attack those who will come on in the coming days. Let's hear them out. Let's eat the fish, spit out the bones. Number two, if you believe that this work is good that we're doing, you can contribute so that we have the resources to do it, as well as have resources when we do anything else in the future. My personal opinion, we should have millions, but we don't. We're doing a lot with hundreds. So I'm grateful for that, but that's what I'm talking about. Everybody won't, but everybody won't help. It does not pay not one of my personal bills. I have my own resources for that. But that doesn't mean that I can do all of it by myself. If you want to be a part of my For the Culture family, which is the organization that powers building a national community, you reach out to me on my Facebook, or you could tell us here. One of my leaders will get you into a respective place. If you want to be a part of Junior's Army, which is Operation Senior, which is one goal, we are staying and getting together because if they fuck this up, we are mobilizing. And we're going to do everything we need to do to put the pressure on this specifically for Junior so it can get from A to Z. If you want to be a part of that, you let us know that too. For the Culture and Operation Senior are separate, even though For the Culture is helping to organize it. And if you have any tips or if you have any information, make sure you send it over to us. And I think I'll say that as well. We get so many tips. So just like with Philip, I knew Philip. I talked to Philip before he did that. He actually reached out to me to let me know that he was going to share. I didn't ask him anything. I didn't try to get no information first. I said, well, hell, I'm going to be on there with my popcorn and snacks like everybody else. I listened to it objectively. We measure it up with our information. We don't share everything. We blah, blah, blah. Got to search and figure all this out. What's my point? You can't always assume, because now when the person gets it out, that's a resource that may be able to give you perspective. I'm now trying to identify the preacher who basically tried to get him to suck his dick or had him suck his dick. I want to investigate that preacher. Because you out there, and then you know one of the things that was really powerful in that thing that I watched him say? He said, we went and God moved. He said, God moved. And he immediately proceeded to say, and then basically they took him back to the hotel and this, and that happened. God moved in the service knowing that that man was going to try to get his dick sucked by you later. Because he the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Is God in on this shit too? Do we need to open up a case? How do we determine when God is actually moving? Somebody said don't dox him. I dox any bitch that need to be doxed. I don't give a fuck about that. I got lawyers. I'm gonna put his name, his church, and say anybody want to. All you gotta do is put on there and say, apparently, if you want to give somebody head, reach out to this man. I'm gonna help him. What are you gonna go to court? He doxed me. He told people to come and suck my dick. Yeah, that'll work out well. So give me the information and let us process it. We got it, and what we're gonna do is investigate a fact checking to try to get to the facts of that situation. Um, I don't know if I said everything that I needed to say. Somebody said he didn't fall for it. No disrespect to Philip, but I feel like Philip was not free. I don't feel like Philip was free. In other words, I listened to him talk, but I can sense him withholding. I don't think he has the full courage to talk the way he really needed to talk. And I saw all of the nerves in his face. I've investigated and interviewed countless people. I know how to look for certain things, and I have a great amount of counsel around these things. We don't think that he was free. However, I wouldn't want to attack him to strip to going into hiding. I want him to become free. I want him to become free. Say it all. You don't get the burn to speak and then it be surface. Now you didn't. You wanted to speak. You started speaking, but you couldn't speak because it wasn't the safest space. And then he probably looked up and said, 1,000 motherfuckers looking at me, not know who they are. Somebody came on. He shot out his own person. He had a laugh. He got nervous. He had a nervous laugh. So you don't just look at what they say. You look at everything. I looked at the interview and I saw so much going on in that interview. I mean, in that video. So why didn't he say everything? Because he can't. Because we ain't ready for it. People want the truth, but they ain't ready for the truth. But then when they get the truth, ain't gonna do shit with it. All right, girl, we know all their business. You ready to go out? It's only a few idiots who will take their information and go actually try to do something. I.e. an advocate. Then people to say shit about us. So anyway, if you got tips, even if you think something is there, you continue to send those tips. We're going to dissect them, but understand this, that if you send us some information that is false or that's wrong, you send us in a completely different direction than what we needed or wanted to go, and you cause us to double work or overwork. Okay? All right. I don't know if I covered everything, but I tried. For those of you that came on later, please, I ask you to watch this video over. It's not that long. I said some very important stuff. If you will hear it, and then I'm going to ask, is there any questions? I take 5 questions after every live stream, and there's a reason why we do that, because it also helps me not forget shit. So if there are questions, ask those questions. I will then answer them. You ask the right question, you get the right answer. I'm taking 5 of them, and then I'm going to conclude today. So please do those things that I need y'all to do. Help us out. Make sure that you be blessing to the process. If you have any, what the hell? Be a blessing to the process if you can. Help us be resource. Number 2, join either for the culture or Operation Senior. Operation Senior specifically for Junior. For the culture is a national family. You want to be a national community. We're your national neighbors. Give us tips if you have them, and be careful from attacking people who come forward, so that we don't cause other people to not want to come forward. Do you mind content creators sharing your lives? I don't care about that. Please, the more people who share them, the more. I don't care about that. I just hate when content creators like be extra with it. Like one content creator attacking me, you ain't doing shit. I just be like, what? You ain't doing shit. You just sitting there talking about it. But I don't care about content creators sharing nothing. Obviously, the goal is to get the word out. I do talk too damn long and I talk too much. That's the Leo in me. I don't care about y'all splicing and dicing it, but just please don't lose the essence of the message. There are some critical things that I said with their 40 minutes long conversation. And if you can give that, I would think you're doing a service to this case. Okay. Um, 4 more questions. Come on, y'all. Let's do it faster. Unless y'all ain't got none. If there's no questions, I'm finna get off. I got to replay. It's all good, Miss. And I ain't finna try to say your name. We just got a delivery. We just got a delivery as it's something that we need for what we're doing. I ain't talking about nothing else. Okay, do you know of any family member that can and will take Junior when all of this is over? I do know for a fact that the father's side is standing ready for communication and for contact, which is, if I'm not mistaken, they have not had the last time I talked to them. Several members of the father's side, I've talked to them, but they have not expressed any cooperation or any any connecting with or from the mother's side, which is a flag for me. Um, Last I heard, also that they took that his phone was taken away. I mean, I get it for partly, I get it for obvious reasons, but at the same time, what you got dealing with all this, I don't. Uh, but I do believe that his grandmother on father's side, in my opinion, would have been the best person to turn him over to concluding the investigation. But that didn't happen, nor was it my choice. How long will 4TC be in Florida? How long will 4TC be in Florida? We're going to be around for the duration of the case. From beginning to end. Reach out to TJ Boosie for the pastor's name. He had posted it last night and then deleted it. I didn't get a chance to screenshot it, but I know the name. Who ordained TD McNutt? Not sure. But thank you for telling me to go look at his licensing. We still have not found his license. We have not been able to track his professional license. But if he worked with CPS, Department of Child Family Services, or Child Protective Services in Florida, I would assume that he had to have some level of certification for the degree of what we are alleging that he is able to do, but we have not been able to verify a license. Is Julia's mother being reported for neglect of his welfare as well? I don't know what all the reporting is. I don't know what all the reporting is, but I will tell you this. I don't know what all the reporting is, but it only makes it only matters if there's supporting evidence. I had at least 7 people reach out to me and say, I'm the one who launched the investigation with DCFS. So that makes me a little leery because nobody needs to take sole credit for anything. The reason why I'm saying that is that it's hard to get access to viable information because everybody think they're the ones doing it. I really don't I try not to talk like that. We all doing it together. And let me explain that a little bit better. So if somebody say I'm the one who did it and they give information, then somebody else said I'm the one who did it and they give information, and the information don't match, and both sides think that they're right, it gives you more work to do. I don't know if I'm making sense with that, but we're trying to get the components of the investigation. We're trying to share the evidence that we receive. We're trying to identify the right people to do it with. It is not that easy because there's a child involved and everybody kind of sort of like this. Okay. All right. One last question. We out. When I got to get back to it, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Assuming that this is all going to go well, and it is going to be the conclusion that we would hope for. I want to do something for this young man whose face has now been plastered globally across the internet. Talking about Junior, Marcus Mickles. I want to do something for the young man. Somebody says the guy's name is Marco Mickens. And then you know that they really wanted us to get it because they done donated $10 to tell us. Thank you. It will be properly applied. I don't see that name. I don't see that person coming up on my search. But I will turn that over to my team. Let's find Marcus Mickles. Okay. I love y'all. If you love me, and if you hate me, fuck you too. I hope I said something that added value to your life, and I'm excited for what we will accomplish together. Oh, just so I can be clear here, I always do it at the end of my life, so because I need you to know it. We have in Cash App been given $1. In PayPal, we have been given $100. That brings us to 901 total contributed to this cause. In Venmo, $0, and in Zelle, $0. That is for the people who, again, will try to say, this is for money. This ain't the route for that, baby. It's not the route for that. So that, and I'm literally, if you on here and you say, I gave to you though, and I did it, then say something right now so y'all can see that I'm not lying. There is not the type of support around these things like you think you do. You do not get famous from this. There is no clout. There is no riches. There is no nothing. It's just hard work. Now, some people did just give on the outside. The person that gave the $10, that is going to go through a thing on YouTube. It's going to come out next month. So we won't even be able to use it for whatever we're doing this month, because that's how that works. And then that star stuff and Facebook, still haven't figured it out. Why do we need money? There is infrastructure, investigation, there is incentive for certain people doing things. There is literally, I'll put it like this: money answereth all things. But the love of money is the root of all evil. I don't love it enough. And I'll say this again on the video for those who want me prosecuted. It is literally illegal to say you want to raise money for something and do something different. Not $1 will go towards my personal bills. All of it goes towards this case. So Crystal says, I gave on Cash App. Can you tell me your Cash App so I can look it up? Did you do it today? Because there's no one who gave. Oh, wait. Somebody gave. No, never mind. I gave on Sunday. Yeah, I'm talking about today. What I'm reporting is what happened today. So that $901 that I just said, that figure, that comes from the accumulation of everything that have been raised since we started. But before I get off of here now, I need to find out what Crystal Davis, when you gave, Dr. Cheryl Crystal Davis, that's your Cash App? You must don't be getting no cash apps because ain't nobody trying to find that long gone name. What kind of, let me see, dollar sign. Dr. Williams Davis. You did it on Sunday, Mama. You didn't do it today. You did it on Sunday. Thank you so much. And you gave us $25 towards the cost. It added up. It was a part of what was $901. Can I get some agreement on that? I'm talking about today. No one has contributed outside of what I said today. Can I get that agreement so I can end this live stream? Because I don't want anybody to ever be able to say that I did anything fraudulent because I don't. It's not my way. Can you please just confirm that you did it on Sunday, $25? It is so grateful. We're so grateful. It is received. And it, Crystal, Dr. Cheryl, Dr. Cheryl. Yes, okay. I was making sure it went to the right place before giving more. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Accountability, transparency is there. This is not a gimmick, a game. I ain't making up nothing. So if you think again that we're making tons of money because we're having out this case, we're not. We're really not. And we are at least, we're thousands. We've spent thousands on this case. So it's not money. And I mean, it's not for that. Something just popped up on my screen. So I guess I need to shift my reporting because again, it is important for me to be transparent. But I'm not gonna do this all day. I'm just gonna tell you that somebody named Cynthia Johnson. Thank you so much for contributing to this cause. You bring it to $911. Ladora, Sodeb, Krishia, and Walker. Thank you all for taking this over $1,000. Lavon Lash, thank you for making it 1,020. So that's everything that have come total since we started. Y'all have a good night. Especially when she says $2.5 million.
Yo, can I get in on this? I want another one, two. 1, 2. Oh, you thought it was through. This was just one assignment, boo. Judge checking with God, getting next instructions. You need an advocate, reach out, he might be coming.
This young black king needs no introduction.
Lynn OBV7B. I'm asking for my team to authenticate this account and see if we can identify a IP. Now, I just got off of here and I asked that we not attack people. But you can have all your assumptions in the world, but you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That woman has not asked us to pay for anything. And when I thought she asked for $199 for a license, she was actually saying that that's how much her classes cost for a license that she can help you get. So what I'm going to say to you with your needing to accuse somebody of something as, the reason why you got a fake page or a page without a face is because the biggest fraud right here is your pussy ass who got to come on here and comment about something that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So this is what I'm going to say. Once I authenticate your shit, I'm going to look into your background. And if I see bankruptcy or anything of that nature, I'm going to make sure that we post it online. And we're going to do it from public information, which will make it right to do and okay to do. And if you got any of that shit, let you forever be judged by how you live your life. I'm going to see if you own something. I'm gonna see what you spend your money on. I'm gonna see what you got attributed to your name as far as assets. And you know what? I'm gonna find out 9 times out of 10, the motherfucker who gotta say some stupid like shit like that don't come from shit. And then, yeah, I'm gonna expand it to your family, your friends, and your associates because your network is your net worth. And the only reason why you worried about somebody coming up and way about money is because your bum ass ain't got none. I don't appreciate it over here. We don't fuck with that over here. If that's what she on, I think we got enough sense to figure it out and address it. But that's somebody who came forward to help this case, has been extremely cooperative with us, and I'm not going to allow them to be disrespected. So fuck you and your family.
Yo, can I get in on this? I want another one, two. 1, 2. Oh, you thought it was through. This was just one assignment, boo. Judge checking with God, getting next instructions. You need an advocate, reach out, he might be coming.
This young black king needs no introduction. When he shows up, haters hate seeing him coming.
And no, he's not Malcolm, he's not Martin either. He got his own style.
Ja-da-da-ya, we see ya. This crew, they not looking for the credit. Advocates on the move. This crew, shifting the atmosphere. Advocates on the move.
And when he comes through, you know they coming too. Hey yo, INA, where you at? What it do? They got receipts, they got them files. They gon' investigate an advocate, holding it down.
And when it comes to intel, you know they showing out. You're smiling in Jed's face.
Hold up, check that file. Don't run up on them either, they always in the crowd. INA got his back, you don't know when they around.
This crew, they not looking for the credit. Advocates on the move. This crew, shifting the atmosphere. Advocates on the move.
And then there's Jed's mother, you know she gon' speak. She praying for the people, prophesying what she see.
Jed, God got you covered, he's holding you down. He's showing you his favor, his mercy, his power.
So always stay humble, give God your best. Remember you're a man, ain't no S on your chest. You know where help comes from when you're up or you're down. That crew runs deep, keep the real ones around.
This crew,